Be careful not to stray from the main trail. Take it from me, there are monsters out there. Here for the train?
This stop, Dead Dunes.
I'm afraid that this is your stop. Lightning. It doesn't look like anyone else got off here but you.
You don't look like you're from around here. So, what are you doing in a hellhole like this?
I heard a rumor about a clavis. Supposedly it's in this desert.
The Holy Clavis? Right. That thing that's supposed to summon the souls of the dead. You think it's real then, do you? Sounds unlikely to me. I mean, think about it. Calling the souls of the dead and opening the door to the afterlife?
Only one way to find out for sure. I'm hoping the locals might know more. Is there a town around here?
Keep walking and you'll run into it. Not that I'd call it a town exactly. But, an outsider coming to look for the clavis, huh? You ain't with the Order, are you?
No, just a curious citizen.
Oh, sure. Plain old curiosity drove you out into this hellhole. You're plenty curious, all right. Be careful you don't get mixed up in any trouble. There's a real strange bunch of bandits out there, hunting treasure.
Why don't you find those bandits' headquarters and see what they know? I'm sure they'll have information about the ruins and... This is just a guess, but... After all, why would anyone choose to live in a place like this without a good and... According to the Order's records, there's a faction here identifying themselves as bandits. They search the ruins in the desert, collecting treasures and relics, and then sell them.
They sound more like grave robbers than bandits. How many are there?
There used to be a lot. Their numbers have dwindled.
Let's make a show of it.
It seems there's not much treasure left in the ruins. They've picked them bare over the years, and there's no real money in it any longer. The Holy Clavis is thought to be the only valuable relic that's still yet undiscovered.
Yeah, and we're hoping to find it in a few days. You know, for a smart guy, you seem to have a knack for impossible plans. It's just a fleeting dream.
Settlement nearby is probably the bandit gang's base. They should know something about the Clavis, considering how much time they've spent in the ruins. But be careful if you go in there.
I will not run nor hide. Thanks for waiting. Be honest. Let's dance. Thanks for waiting. We'll be honest. Ever dance with swords? You threw your life away.
There's at least one settlement here in the desert. Hopefully, you'll be able to rest up there. But it seems like it's the bandits' base. They may not exactly welcome a stranger like you.
Well, considering how...
noticed. Yes, it looks as though they've been keeping an eye on you ever since you stepped foot in their desert.
Let 'em. We'll meet face to face soon enough. Those who live by the sword die by the sword. Thanks for waiting. Time you met your maker. The fight will be honest. I offer this victory to a dying world. Is this the arithmometer? It doesn't seem to be working. I'm bound to honor your challenge. Now you know who is stronger.
Right. You're very near to the bandit settlement. Check the signposts if you don't know which way to go. to the settlement now. I'm sure that you're looking forward to a bit of rest. But I wouldn't let your guard down if I were you. I would guess that everyone living there is part of the bandit gang.
So don't be surprised if I wake up at knife point, is that it? Fine by me. It'd give me an excuse to beat some information out of them.
You'd use yourself as bait? Just for that? I guess that's just like you. But don't let yourself get hurt, okay? The buildings here are ancient structures from another age. I don't know whether to call this a town or a fortress, but it's definitely unique.
I'd say definitely criminal is closer. At least there's not much of a dress code, other than looking like a thief.
We only have the best selection here. I don't barter. You got that? Hey, what's with the sourpuss? You don't have a complaint about my fine assortment now, do you?
It's good enough, I suppose.
Go on! I don't need some uppity tourist making demands. Go somewhere else if you don't like my wares. Go on, get!
If you insist, I will. You're not the only merchant around.
That's where you're wrong, Missy. Far as I know, this is the only shop in the desert. There was one other fella, but he couldn't cut it. Lost all his drive to sell out here. When that happens, well, that's the same as death to a salesman.
So? What made him give up?
Damn fool. He bet his dreams on the desert, that's what. Poor old Ramon. He thought he'd make a real name for himself out here, selling to adventurers. But in the end, he lost sight of his dream and his business.
Sounds good for you, though he doesn't seem like he was much of a rival anyway.
Shut it! You don't know the first thing about him.
Didn't mean to offend you. What's there to get so worked up about anyway?
Nothing. Not a damn thing. It's just like you say. He was nothing at all. It's not like he'd ever been a threat to my business anyway. No, not Ramon. I'm done talking about him. If you want to know more, ask him yourself. You'll find him near that old camp in the giant sandbox.
He was a pretty strange guy, wasn't he? But if he's really the only merchant around like he says, then I guess you'll have to count on him for help. Unless, of course, you want to find out for yourself about that Ramon fellow.
That kid just gives you the creeps. You know what I mean? He first came here to the desert with his folks.
What are you doing?
Nothing much, just gilling my sputs for hall to ear. Dutter do youing, wum-ass.
Hope, can you interpret this for me?
It seems to me like it's some kind of code or cipher, but I don't have enough data yet to break it.
Can't you speak normally?
Show nit. Of course I can. Look, I don't have any info about any treasure if that's what you're looking for. I've got no interest in it. Buffad to you.
Doesn't seem like many people choose to live out here unless they're after treasure. So, what's your story?
Meave B. Lee. The world's going to end soon anyway, right? If that's the case, what's the point in having dreams or working hard?
So sitting around waiting for the end was the best idea you could come up with. Nice way to spend your last days.
Well, yeah, it's boring, but nothing I do now makes any sort of difference anyway, so why bother? No matter how much I might unravel mysteries of the past, none of these bandits care. They don't even listen to my findings. Tro ain't even nice to Amsterdam.
I get that it's hard to stay motivated when no one appreciates what you do.
I'd say so. If you get it, why are you giving me a hard time? Just leave me alone. I'm done with all of it. I ditched all my equipment in the desert. If you find any of my old things, they're yours. Take them away with you.
I think I may just do that. They deserve better than getting tossed aside by some sulking, spoiled kid.
Take them, 10.